What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 Alsco Uniforms 300. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Xfinity Series is headed to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the first mile and a half on the NASCAR Xfinity Series schedule. The last time we raced here in the spring race, Ty Gibbs went on to win his first race of the 2022 season. Ty Gibbs will not be racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, so he will not be able to defend his win from last year. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. The weather for this weekend in Las Vegas is looking a lot more promising than Auto Club. It's 63 degrees is the high and 41 degrees low, but right now there is a 0% chance of rain. Keep in mind, I'm filming this on Monday night, so the weather could change over the next few days, but right now there is a very, very good chance the weather should not be a major factor. It's going to be cool, so if you're going out to Las Vegas this weekend, it's going to be very, very cool. Make sure to bring a jacket, but there should be no snow in the forecast like last spring, because remember, we had a snow delay in the race. We'll see what happens though this time at Las Vegas. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks for this weekend at Las Vegas. So for those who are new to the channel, and here's how picks work on the channel. I do 2 stock picks for spinning, 2 drivers I expect to struggle who are in really good equipment or just not in the greatest equipment, 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers expect to run really, really good or kind of an underfunded equipment, and then my winners pick the driver who I think is going to win the race overall, and then I do the ones to watch, and I got 4 drivers by the winner that you need to watch out for this weekend at Las Vegas. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend at Las Vegas? My first suck pick is a driver who's going to be in a really, really fast car, but he was not impressive at all at Auto Club Speedway. I'm talking about Joe Graf Jr. Joe Graf Jr., for a lot of the race at Auto Club, was really, really bad. He was running outside the top 15 at points. Granted, near the end of the race, he was close to running inside the top 10. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he finished 12th or 13th in a Joe Gibbs racing car, which is extremely disappointing. One of the worst runs in a Joe Gibbs racing car I have ever seen. And I like Joe Graf Jr., but he's not the greatest driver in the world. I think Joe Graf Jr. is going to finish outside the top 10 this weekend, and I think he might end up going a lap down because I think Joe Graf Jr. is going to struggle this weekend at Las Vegas. A second driver I think that's going to struggle this weekend is a driver I really thought was going to have a good run last weekend, Auto Club, but unfortunately had a tire failure. I don't think the equipment's really up to snuff. Gray Gaulding. Gray Gaulding had a bad run at Auto Club. Like I mentioned, tire went down, and unfortunately had a flat tire, getting it outside wall really hard and finishing last in the race. It's a shame for Gray Gaulding because I think Gray Gaulding's a very talented driver, but unfortunately I don't think the equipment is completely up to snuff at this point. So I think, sadly, Gray Gaulding's going to have a really, really bad run. I think he finishes outside the top 20. I think by the end of the year, he will be a playoff contender. I think Gray Gaulding's good enough to do that. But the field's also extremely competitive this year, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think Gray Gaulding is unfortunately going to have a bad run this weekend at Las Vegas. So now we're going to jump on the underdog picks for this weekend at Las Vegas. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend is a driver who was actually up front, nearly competing for the win near the end of the race, Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt really impressed me with AM Racing. I thought coming this year, Brett Moffitt was going to be an underdog for the playoffs this year. I think Brett Moffitt could sneak out a win by the end of this year. Brett Moffitt is a very, very talented driver. He always gets the best out of his equipment because, plus, he's a Truck Series champion a few years ago. Brett Moffitt knows how to get it done, and I think Brett Moffitt could get a top 5 or top 10 this weekend. I think he's going to get the best out of the equipment. I think Brett Moffitt will be a pretty big contender this weekend for a potential top 5 at Las Vegas. The second driver who's an underdog pick for this weekend at Las Vegas is a driver who also had a very impressive race at Auto Club, and that is Parker Kligerman. Parker Kligerman ran top 10 a lot of the day, a major rebound day considering he had a couple really bad down spots, which is really shocking for Parker Kligerman standards. But Parker Kligerman ran a very clean and very respectful race and finished in the top 10, which for Parker Kligerman, that is really, really good. I think Parker and his 48 team really got something to show, and I think Parker Kligerman has a shot to win the race. I think Parker's going to get the best out of the equipment. I think that Big Machine Racing is going to give him a good car. I think Parker Kligerman has a great run this weekend at Las Vegas. And now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for this weekend at Las Vegas. Who is my winner's pick? Well, my winner's pick, I've already kind of predicted him to win this weekend for the Truck Series race. This guy is returning to the Xfinity Series for the first time since 2021. After saying he was going to retire, he will drive for Kaulig Racing, Kyle Busch. That's right. In the first race that Kyle Busch returns to the Xfinity Series, I've got him winning. He's going to be driving a 10 car for Kaulig Racing. And Austin Dillon ran pretty well this past weekend in the Xfinity Series race a couple nights ago. I think that Kyle Busch is going to have a fantastic race. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win a couple Xfinity Series races this year. I think with that golf sponsorship that he has for this weekend, he's going to get his first win with Kaulig Racing in Xfinity. I think he's going to get a second of potentially a couple wins that he can get over the weekend. I've got Kyle Busch winning the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So now we're going to jump on to ones you need to watch out for this weekend at Las Vegas. Who are the drivers you need to keep your eyes out on? The first driver you need to watch out for is the driver who won last week's race at Auto Club Speedway, John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek is going to be a contender all year. He had a great performance at Auto Club. I think that 20 team is really fast. This is the same team that won last year because remember, the 54 team from last year is now the 20 team. I think John Hunter Nemechek is going to get quite a few wins this year, and it would not shock or surprise me if John Hunter Nemechek does pick up his second straight win this weekend in Las Vegas. I think he's going to be a big threat to Kyle Busch in both races that he's running because he's going to run the truck race as well. I think John Hunter is going to be a threat. A second driver you need to watch out for this weekend is a driver who won both stages last week at Auto Club Speedway, Cole Custer. Cole Custer had the best car at Auto Club, but unfortunately had a tire failure near the end of the race. I think Cole Custer is going to have a pretty big rebound weekend, and it would not surprise or shock me if he goes on to win the race. I think that 00 car is really, really fast. I think Cole Custer is a really talented and a really gifted driver, at least for Xfinity Series standards, and I think Cole Custer will be a contender for the win this weekend. The third driver you need to watch out for is the driver had a really impressive performance before unfortunately spinning out Austin contact from Austin Hill, Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith was up front contending for the win until the end of the race. He had a fast car, ran top 5 all day long at Auto Club. I think he's going to use that experience in how well he's already ran at a young age, being only 18 years old currently at the moment. I think Sammy Smith is going to use how good he's been. I think Sammy Smith's going to have a really, really great and really fantastic run this weekend. I think Sammy Smith runs a great race and will run up for him this weekend at Las Vegas. And the final driver you need to watch out for this weekend is a driver who won the most recent race for the Xfinity Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and that is Josh Berry. Josh Berry had a pretty good run at Auto Club. I think he finished around 10th position in the race, if I'm not mistaken. But Josh Berry, I think, is going to be a contender here. He's won 2 races here at Las Vegas in his career, and I think he could be Kyle Busch's biggest threat overall for the victory. I think he's going to be top 5 all day long. I think that 8 car is going to be better than the 10 car at points in the race, and I think Josh Berry is going to lead quite a few laps in the Xfinity Series race. So I think Josh Berry is going 100% going to be a contender. I think the 8 car is going to be the best junior motorsports car of the weekend, and I think Josh Berry is going to have a really great and fantastic run where I think he will be a contender this weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So, those are my race picks. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Joe Graf Jr. and Gray Galling. My underdog picks are Brett Moffitt and Parker Kligerman. My winner's pick is Kyle Busch, and the ones to watch are John Hunter Nemechek, Cole Custer, Sammy Smith, and Josh Berry. Those are my race picks for this weekend. So anyway, that is going to be for the race picks video from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications on to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links are below over that, and comment below your thoughts below on today's picks. Who are your picks for this weekend's Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas? Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, and let me know who you think is going to win this weekend, and let me know the drivers you're watching out for in this weekend's Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas. Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to have 2 videos on the channel. We're going to have the NASCAR news video in the early afternoon. And then later in the afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, we're going to have a second video on the channel talking about Kyle Busch and how well I think he's going to perform at Rich Choice Racing. Then on Thursday, I'm going to have the Cup Series race picks for Las Vegas out, and they'll have the paint scheme gallery. Then Friday, we'll have a doubleheader on the channel. Saturday, same thing. And Sunday, we'll have 1 video on the channel, and that'll be the Cup review for the South Point 400. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.